It all began with a single image posted on social media, an image that, at first glance, seemed like just another moment captured at a political rally. The photo featured Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders, and Zohran Mamdani standing together at a bustling New York City rally, their faces lit with determination and hope. But the image took on a new meaning when former swimmer Riley Gaines shared it online, adding a provocative caption, "We're being destroyed from within." Instead of celebrating the rally, Gaines's post cast these progressive leaders as a looming threat, skillfully tapping into conservative anxieties about the nation's future and the perceived dangers of rapid social change. The post spread like wildfire, rapidly gaining traction as it was shared and retweeted by thousands who saw the trio as symbols of a radical political shift that needed to be stopped. Meanwhile, the rally itself was a powerful display of progressive unity, taking place in a city that had just passed new protections for transgender rights, drawing supporters from across the region. For Gaines and her followers, the photo seemed to confirm their deepest fears about the growing influence of progressive politics, fueling their sense of urgency and outrage. Her caption quickly became a rallying cry, echoing across social media platforms and setting the stage for a high-profile, emotionally charged confrontation between opposing sides. The post was more than just a reaction. It was a calculated move designed to energize her base, sharpen the debate, and draw clear lines between us and them. Yet even Gaines couldn't have predicted the intensity of the viral firestorm that followed, as the post exploded into trending topics and dominated online conversations nationwide. To understand the clash at the heart of this debate, we first need to know Riley Gaines, a former NCAA swimmer who competed for the University of Kentucky. Gaines was a standout athlete, known for her dedication in the pool and her leadership on the team. Her journey through collegiate swimming was marked by both personal achievement and a growing awareness of the shifting landscape in women's sports. Gaines rose to national prominence after tying for fifth place with Lia Thomas, a transgender athlete, during the 2022 NCAA Women's Swimming Championship. The moment was more than just a tie. It became a flashpoint in the ongoing debate about transgender participation in women's sports, drawing attention from media, athletes, and policymakers alike. This experience propelled Gaines into the spotlight as a leading voice against the inclusion of transgender women in female sports categories. She began speaking out at rallies, giving interviews, and engaging with supporters and critics across the country. She quickly became a fixture in conservative media circles, founding the Riley Gaines Center to advocate for her cause and hosting a show for Outkick. Her message found a receptive audience among those concerned about the future of women's athletics. Gaines frames her activism as a fight for fairness, opportunity, and safety in women's sports. She argues that allowing transgender women to compete undermines the level playing field that female athletes have fought for, and she often cites concerns about both competitive integrity and physical safety. Despite the fact that she never lost a national medal to a transgender athlete, Gaines has become a leading campaigner for sweeping bans on trans participation, even in sports where physical contact isn't a factor. She testifies at legislative hearings and rallies support for new laws across the country. Her message resonates deeply with those who feel that traditional gender roles and the integrity of women's sports are under threat. Supporters see her as a defender of women's rights and athletic opportunity. By leveraging her personal story and experiences, Gaines has become a symbol of resistance to progressive gender policies. Her emotional appeals and first-hand accounts have helped her connect with audiences far beyond the swimming world. Today, she stands as a prominent figure in the conservative movement, using her growing platform to challenge democratic policies on gender and sports, and to shape the national conversation about fairness, inclusion, and the future of women's athletics. On the other side stands Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC, a leading progressive and social media powerhouse. Since her 2018 upset victory, AOC has used platforms like X and Instagram to mobilize supporters and challenge opponents. She's an unwavering advocate for transgender rights, seeing the fight for trans equality as central to social justice. In Congress, she's confronted Republicans pushing anti-trans legislation, accusing them of using women's rights as a cover for discrimination. AOC's advocacy is loud, direct, and central to her political brand. She amplifies trans voices and pushes for protections in housing, employment, and healthcare. Her stance puts her in direct opposition to the anti-trans movement, and she never shies away from confrontation. For Gaines, AOC is the perfect target, unapologetically progressive, influential, and committed to trans equality. Their clash was inevitable, a showdown between two figures representing opposite sides of a deeply divisive issue. The internet was abuzz, waiting with bated breath to see if AOC would respond to Gaines's provocative post. Social media timelines filled with speculation, as users debated whether the Congresswoman would let the comment slide or fire back with her signature wit. When she finally did, her reply was swift, sharp, and devastating. "Maybe if you channeled all this anger into swimming faster, you wouldn't have come in fifth." The internet erupted, with thousands instantly sharing and reacting to the post. AOC's reply didn't address Gaines's political claims directly. Instead, it cut to the heart of Gaines's activism, her swimming career, and the disappointment that seemed to fuel her public crusade. With just a few words, AOC reframed the entire debate, suggesting that Gaines's outspoken stance was less about principle and more about personal frustration over her own athletic results. The phrase "came in fifth" quickly took on a life of its own, becoming a viral meme that spread across platforms and instantly undermined Gaines's credibility in the eyes of many. The post exploded online, racking up millions of views, likes, and retweets. It became a rallying point for AOC's supporters, who saw it as a perfect example of her ability to turn the tables on her critics. For many in the LGBTQ+ community and their allies, it was a cathartic pushback against the relentless wave of anti-trans rhetoric that had dominated headlines. AOC's clapback was more than just a viral insult. It was a calculated move that put Gaines on the defensive and shifted the spotlight onto her motivations. Suddenly, the narrative had shifted. Gaines now found herself forced to justify not only her political views, but also her own athletic history and the reasons behind her activism. AOC's viral comeback struck a chord for several reasons. It offered catharsis for those exhausted by anti-trans rhetoric, finally seeing a powerful voice punch back. The response was simple, personal, and easy to share, perfect for the fast-paced world of social media. By linking Gaines's activism to her fifth-place finish, AOC questioned the authenticity of her campaign. The comeback exposed a perceived hypocrisy. Was Gaines fighting for all women, or just relitigating her own loss? AOC's status as a cultural icon amplified the moment, making it a defining example of her sharp, authentic communication style. The phrase became a rallying cry for progressives, while also sparking debate about the motives behind anti-trans activism. In a single sentence, AOC managed to defend her values, energize her base, and put her opponent on the back foot. This exchange was just one battle in the broader culture war over trans rights in America. Republican-led states have passed hundreds of bills targeting transgender people, especially in sports. The focus on trans athletes is strategic, framing the debate as one of fairness and protection for women. Figures like Gaines personalized the campaign, making it emotionally resonant for conservatives. Progressives, led by voices like AOC, argue these bans are discriminatory and part of a larger attack on LGBTQ+ rights. They point out the tiny number of trans athletes and the disproportionate attention the issue receives. The Gaines-AOC clash encapsulated the polarized worldviews. One side sees a threat to women's sports, the other sees a marginalized group under attack. The viral showdown highlighted just how central and divisive trans rights have become in American politics. The viral moment didn't end the conflict, it escalated it. Gaines challenged AOC to a debate on Fox News, hoping to shift the narrative and prove her seriousness. AOC dismissed the challenge with another viral jab. "And I would like to challenge this person to get a real job." Supporters cheered, critics called it juvenile, and the media frenzy intensified. The episode revealed deep divides over what counts as legitimate political discourse, sharp rhetoric or formal debate. Both sides doubled down. Gaines continued her media tour, while AOC moved on, using her platform to advocate for progressive causes. The clash solidified their roles as antagonists in the culture war, with no sign of compromise. The episode became a case study in how viral moments can entrench, rather than resolve, political divides. The Gaines-AOC confrontation shows how social media has transformed politics. Platforms like X are now battlegrounds where sharp, viral messages matter more than policy papers. Politicians like AOC thrive in this environment, using wit and authenticity to bypass traditional media and energize their base. For younger voters, these direct combative exchanges are more compelling than speeches or debates. But the focus on viral moments oversimplifies complex issues, reducing debates to binary clashes. Social media blurs the lines between politician, celebrity, and activist. Anyone can provoke a national conversation. Outrage and controversy are rewarded, incentivizing performative politics over genuine dialogue. The loudest voices dominate, making it harder than ever to find common ground. As the dust settles, we're left to reflect on what this viral showdown reveals about our politics. Social media has changed the game. Clapbacks can eclipse policy, and authenticity is prized over substance. The debate over fairness is deeply divided. Gaines's camp sees a threat to women's sports. AOC's sees a fight for inclusion and rights. These worldviews are fundamentally incompatible, making dialogue difficult. The episode magnified the animosity and distrust simmering in American society. Our current trajectory, fueled by algorithms and outrage, leads to greater polarization. The challenge is to seek nuance, resist amplifying outrage, and strive for conversations that build bridges. The future of public discourse depends on our willingness to look beyond viral moments and pursue a more constructive path.